In part 3 of the Watchtower Misleading Information and Lies, I'm going to prove to you that the spiritual food you receive isn't just inspired, it is plagiarized. I'll show you the exact secular magazines, whiskey ads, and even adult-themed media the Watchtower borrowed from, and how they wrote their own African history to hide a violent past. If you are new here, you are welcome. If you are not, welcome back. This is Tell Me Dr. K, a channel manipulative religious leaders wish you never discover. Because at Tell Me Dr. K, we cut through the noise to expose what is beneath. To help us continue to bring you deep dives like this one, subscribe and smash the notice bell for more. I am Dr. K, a theologian, consultant, and polemist. In addition to 3 other degrees, I hold 2 PhDs and a degree in theology with distinction. What if the very source that tells you to check the facts is itself leaving out facts? Today's video looks at a serious and uncomfortable question. Can the Watchtower publications always be trusted? The Watchtower has warned its readers about misinformation, half-truths, and distorted facts in the media. In fact, a 2018 Watchtower article urges true Christians to evaluate information carefully, stating that a story that is only 10% true is still 100% misleading. This is wise advice, and it's advice worth applying to every source we read, including the Watchtower articles themselves. In this video, we'll examine documented examples where the Watchtower publications are accused of using incomplete information, selective wording, or statements that do not align with verifiable facts. For many who have trusted these teachings for years, this information can be shocking, not because questions are being asked, but because honesty is expected. This is not about attacking people. This is not about mockery or hate. This is about doing exactly what the Watchtower itself encourages: examining the facts, weighing the evidence, and reaching accurate conclusions. As you watch, don't take my word for it. Read the quotes, check the sources, compare the claims. And then ask yourself, can truth really be afraid of scrutiny? The artist confession. If you walked in the art department of Bethel in the 70s and 80s, you would see something strange. Not just the Bibles, but a pile of secular magazines, Stern, even Playboy. The governing body tells you their illustrations are a glimpse into paradise. But many of those glimpses are actually copyright infringement. It starts with a woman in the book. It ends with a whiskey bottle. And in the middle, a lie about a revolution in Africa that should have changed your view of the truth forever. Live Forever model. Open Live Forever book on page 93. See the woman? She looks perfect for paradise. Too perfect. She's actually Pascal Petit. The image wasn't imagined by a Bethel artist. It was traced from the cover of Today's magazine of 1960. A secular actress used as a model for spiritual paradise. Here are some direct quotations from jwfacts.com about JW Plagiarism, which is the source of most of the information in this video. An example appears in You Can Live Forever in Paradise on Earth, page 93. I remember a picture and feeling I understood the temptation the angels felt looking down upon such a beautiful woman. I did not know at that time that the picture was a real person, Pascal Petit, who appeared in the Playboy, November 1963, and the European sex comedy. The Live Forever book potentially infringed copyright, as it is a copy of an image that appeared on a cover of the 23rd July 1960 Today magazine and the 13th August 1961 German magazine Stern, as you can see on the screen. Then look at the Watchtower cover from September 15, 1982. A beautiful sunset. The John Walker Whiskey campaign is immediately recognized. It was their art. Plagiarized images have landed Watchtower in legal trouble. One example was the cover of the Watchtower 1982, September 15. The following Watchtower advertisement appeared in magazines such as the US News and World Report, 29 June 1981, and Reader's Digest, September 1982, page 37. A plagiarized version appeared on the cover of the Watchtower 1982, September 15. Not only did the Watchtower break copyright, but they were less than forthright with readers inquiring about the change, replying it was for a more appropriate and suitable illustration. As you can see above image is the change that was made after they were threatened with a lawsuit. When the Watchtower was threatened with a lawsuit, they quickly changed the cover in the bound volumes. They told you it was for a more suitable illustration. They didn't mention "thou shalt not steal" part of the lawsuit. Watchtower 1984 January 15 page includes a photo of a woman kneeling and weeping over a loved one killed in war. The picture is from a copy taken by the Watchtower of the original photo residing in the Instituto Municipal de Historia, Barcelona. Whilst they attribute the institute, they do not give attribute to the photographer. The African deception. Jehovah's Witnesses are widely known for their strong claim of political neutrality. They teach that true Christians must remain completely separate from political conflicts, uprisings, and national struggles. But history raises important questions. In 1915, when a Watchtower representative in Nyasaland, modern-day Malawi, was accused by colonial authorities of involvement in an uprising and later deported, the Watchtower denied having any representatives in the country before 1925. This raises a serious issue. If neutrality is a core doctrine, why deny historical presence instead of addressing the accusation directly? In this clip, we will examine the claim of neutrality alongside documented history and allow viewers to decide for themselves whether the facts align with the official narrative. Here is Jehovah's Witnesses clip on neutrality.
Our theme this month is Christian neutrality. What it means, what it takes, and why we choose it. What is your opinion? Where do you stand? Can one person make a difference in countering injustice? When we hear people discussing political topics, we might at first think their conversation is purely philosophical. But when injustice threatens our loved ones, it can seem personal. We expect that people will be divided over political ideology. Revelation chapters 8 through 13 foretold that in the last days, government would be the burning issue among mankind, and that people would feel pressured to take sides. The question each of us needs to ask himself is, how do I respond when people debate solutions to serious injustices? As Christians, we're most interested in the example of Christ. If ever there was a person who could make a difference in countering injustice, it was Jesus. He felt deep compassion for people. And with his abilities to feed the hungry, heal the sick, raise the dead, and reach hearts with his winsome words, Jesus could have exerted invincible influence in the realm of politics. He certainly had the opportunity to do so. Satan was pleased to offer him all the kingdoms of the inhabited earth in exchange for one act of worship. But Jesus wouldn't accept it. Neither did he assert that Satan had no authority to make such an offer. So as Christians, what is our position where political matters are concerned? We are neutral. Sometimes people misunderstand this viewpoint. Some have concluded that because we don't promote one human government, that we must be promoting another human government. It's true we don't vote for political parties or candidates, but neither do we disrupt elections or interfere with those who choose to vote. It's true we don't lobby, campaign, or run for government office, but neither do we criticize those in power, undermine their policies, or demonstrate for political change. It's true we won't salute a flag, but neither will we burn a flag, spit on a flag, or disparage the nation that a flag represents, even in lands where these are considered protected expressions of freedom. It's true we don't sing national anthems, but neither do we discourage others from singing, nor do we make a public spectacle of not singing. We simply don't participate. It's true we wouldn't kill people in war, but neither would we attack people at home. So while we don't promote any political position, neither do we condemn any political position, even in our heart. That is what neutrality means. We don't take sides.
We now turn to how Jehovah's Witnesses plagiarized history. The plagiarism of art is nothing compared to the plagiarism of history. Let's go to Nyasaland 1915. A violent uprising occurred. The Watchtower movement was blamed. In 1948, the society released the Watchtower story to protect its brand. They say we had no representative there before 1925. But we found a 1909 Watchtower. It bragged about Eliot Kamwana baptizing 9,000 people under their direction in that exact spot. They didn't just forget. They actively deleted thousands of African brothers from their history to avoid a political scandal. I promised you that to the Watchtower, the brand is more important than the truth. They are willing to do whatever it takes. They can lie, they can refuse, they can do anything as long as their brand is protected. Whether it's tracing the actress to sell Paradise or deleting African history to sell Neutrality, the pattern is the same. They use world's images and world's tactics, all while telling you to remain separate from it. Here is a clip to illustrate what I've just discussed.
Another example, not falling into the trap of fear of man. If you think about it, fear of man caused the apostles to abandon Jesus. It was divisive. So we don't fall into that trap. And one thing that can really help us is to recognize what fear of man is tantamount to. It's really tantamount to fear of Satan. Because any human who tries to get us to compromise Bible principles really is an agent of Satan. So if you fear that person, you're fearing Satan. We don't fear Satan. We hate him. We oppose him. Another, we repudiate any form of prejudice, which is very divisive. We reject any form of nationalism. Well, those are just a few examples of how we can promote this oneness that Jehovah and Jesus love, and how different it is from the fragmented, visible part of Satan's organization. I mean, Satan's organization is fragmented nationally, racially, politically, socially, and every other way, isn't it? And evidently, apparently, obviously, the fragmented condition of the visible part of Satan's organization is a reflection of what exists in the invisible part of Satan's organization. See, Satan's a rebel. The demons are rebels. They are divisive, and you can be sure they have no unity among themselves. None between Satan and the demons, between the individual demons. But how we love this oneness, and as we contribute to it, and as we've had pointed out recently, we're one organization with an earthly part, a heavenly part, and as we contribute to this oneness, Jehovah and Jesus will love us and they will bless us.
If the art is fake, the history is rewritten. What happens if your spiritual food involves life-saving medical care? That's where the deception turns deadly. If this video has helped you to expose the lies of the Watchtower Society, kindly do me a favor, like, subscribe, and smash the notice bell for more. To watch part 1 and part 2 of this series, click on this link. To watch other videos that expose the lies of the Watchtower, click on this link.